Please empty your account, pay off debts and destroy cards. Some British banks are now asking their customers who live as immigrants in the EU to do so. What's the background for this? With Brexit, there is a risk that important licenses for cross-border banking will be lost. British Sharon Clarke, who lives in the Netherlands, recently received mail from a bank in London. She informed me that my account would be closed and that I would have to repay all outstanding loans as soon as possible if I could not give a UK address, said Clarke to the British news channel BBC. According to the BBC, Lloyds Bank, of which Clarke is a customer, has written to over 13,000 private and business customers, including in Germany. After the end of the Brexit transition period on December 31st, it could no longer offer banking services, the bank said. The houses of Barclays and Coutts are said to have taken similar measures after research by the broadcaster. The affected customers are those who have a bank account in the UK, even though they now live in the EU. This is used, for example, to make transfers in Great Britain and to avoid fees and exchange rates losses when visiting home. It may well be that the EU-wide banking regulations will no longer apply to Great Britain after Brexit. British banks will no longer be able to offer services to customers in the EU without the right banking licenses, explains Sarah Hull from London Research Institute. The fact that not all customers of British banks received the notice is due to the respective international commitment of the banks. Access to the so-called passporting system, which allows cross-border banking services throughout the EU, requires, for example, the establishment of a branch. Some UK banks have decided that the size and scope of their customer base is too small and unprofitable to warrant establishing a subsidiary in the EU, so they decided to get out of this market, said Hull. According to the British government, Brexit is unlikely to change anything for most of the British living in the EU. At least that is how it can be read in the official online guide Living in Germany. However, it also states your bank or financial service provider should contact you if there are any changes to your product or the way it's offered. If you have any concerns about whether you may be affected, contact your provider or seek independent financial advice. What is in store for companies in terms of the internal market, customs union and thus also cross-border payment transactions is still completely unclear. Time is of the essence. The negotiations between the UK and the EU must be concluded by November at the latest. Otherwise, the timely entry into force of regulations at the turn of the year cannot be guaranteed. Employers employing UK citizens living in Germany are unlikely to be affected by the recent request to close their accounts. Typically, UK workers have an account at their place of residence where salaries are paid. In accordance with Section 270 of the German Civil Code, that's the BGB here in Germany, the payment of wages is usually linked to the employer's place of business or the employee's place of residence. And if you now want to know more about European or global politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!